I believe that we are heading into a season of replacement. Replacement. Okay? What does that mean? AI is coming for jobs. We all know this, right? I think there was like, man, up to 60 to 80% of the workforce in creative jobs are going to be replaced, right? And we thought the robots were going to come here to work in the factories and do all these things. But you have graphic designers, video stuff, coders, all of these things that we thought that, like, these are the prestigious people, right? They're safe. They're prestigious. They have degrees and pieces of papers that say they're special. They're safe. They're not. Okay? Now, not only do I believe that AI is coming to replace people, okay? And this is going to shed a demonic veil, I believe, or a demonic covering over the minds and spirits of the people, okay? Now, what I'm also going to show you is scripture where in the book of Matthew, God himself is replacing. Okay? Now, this is the parable of the three servants. This is Matthew 25, and this is where God gives three different servants talents. Okay? And I have read this scripture over and over and over again because I like the fact that he's giving money, and this is the famous scripture that everyone talks about. Well done, my good and faithful servant. That's actually how I found it. Okay, so in the parable, there's three servants, and the master gives each servant an amount of talents, which is an amount of money. Okay, now watch the word talents. 5 talents to one, 2 talents to another, and 1 talent to the last servant. Okay, now he asked them to steward the money basically and increase it. Now, I'm going to skip through all of this because I want to get to the part where I believe, again, we are in a season of replacement. Everything, AI on the worldly side, and even God in the spiritual side, we are in a season of replacement. Okay, so the first servant doubles the money. The second servant doubles the money. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Now, the third servant. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you did not plant and gathering crops you did not cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Here's your money back. But the master replied, You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops that I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least it would have gotten some interest on it. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Then he ordered, Take the money from the servant, or the talent from the servant, and give it to the one with 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But those who do nothing, even what little they have, it will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into the outer darkness. I think there is no coincidence that there is this idea of replacement of humans, right? In some sense, and a idea of replacement in scripture. I just don't think there's a coincidence at all here. So what I see this as being is on the AI side, and on, you're worried about your job. On that side, you need to be understanding and exploring your God-given purpose. It has to be deep, okay? And I think now more than ever, even people that don't believe, they're going to start searching for that. Because was it really your thing, right? Like all the things that you're doing right now that you're afraid of being replaced, like is that the thing that's in your heart? Right? And even if it is, then fight for it. Okay? Fight for that thing. But if it's not, now is the time to shift and go towards something else. Like something that is really, really, really special to you, and it's something that wakes your spirit up. Because again, if this thing can just replace you, you at least want it to have some sort of significance to your purpose and to your life. Okay, now on the other side, I see us as these two sides are at war, right? So I believe that we're in a replacement season and a pruning season, okay? We are cutting off the dead parts of the tree. Now, do not be a dead part of the tree. Do not be a dead fruit, okay? When the servant doesn't do with the money as he should, he does not steward the talent well, he gets it taken from him. He is replaced as a steward of that talent and of that money, and it is given to someone else. So this idea and the prosperity gospel that is so heavily preached is that, oh, there's no, God doesn't, he's always giving and he's so gracious, and whatever's for you is always for you, and there's no replacement. And I believe that, but I believe more in the idea of good stewardship over this fairy tale, nothing can be taken from me idea. If I'm a good steward, and if I am grateful for the talents that I have, or grateful again with the servant with the money, if I am grateful and I steward that well, and I have an assignment to double that money, that was the assignment, and if I have an assignment to double that money, where were my efforts? Right? Was I locked in on creating some type of way to steward that talent or steward that money? And you see, no matter what the excuse is, it's determined as lazy. Even though he said he was afraid to lose the money, when the master came back, the master said, "You wicked and lazy servant." He wasn't lazy, he was afraid. It doesn't matter. The excuse doesn't matter. Will you steward your talents well? Or will you bury them? Because if you bury them, you will be replaced. He will take that talent and he will give it to somebody else, the assignment or the gift or whatever it is, right? So right now, you have to lock in. This is, and I hate using that word, because I really don't believe in locking in. I think it is the lamest thing that pop culture has made up, this locking in. I absolutely hate this. This should be a culture for you. This is the type of man that I am. This is just what I do. I am this type of person. I don't need to lock in. I don't need to add an exterior form of motivation and culture to who I am as a person. I am just this man. I have a talent. I'm going to steward it well. I don't want to be replaced. I don't want AI to replace me. Not only do I not want AI to replace me, I don't want God to take my assignment and give it to somebody else, to take my talent or my gift and give it to somebody else. I want what's mine, and I want to steward it well. So I'm going to ask you this question. In this season of replacement with AI, and even you see in Scripture, what will you